have the topic already. You are welcome to the School of the Knowledge of God. Today again, we are highly honored and privileged to be given this great opportunity to be in school. And those of you who are outside, far off, you are welcome. And also we want you to spread the news that school is taking off right now, online. So people should get to their phones and get some data and then join the class. The last time we had school, the topic we studied under was, have you examined what you know? That was a question, a heading that was a question to all of us. That so far as a child of God, have you examined the level of knowledge you have acquired since you became a child of God? That means it's very, very important to know the level of knowledge you have. Examining will let you know whether are you on the right path or are you on the wrong track. That is why it is necessary to get to know and to examine what you know. Today we are going to learn a new topic again that is going to give us a privilege of going inside what we are supposed to know today. The heading is, have you discovered the truth? Remember, the Messiah told us that ye shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. So the question again is, have you discovered the truth? People of God all over the world, I stand on behalf of God and ask you, have you discovered the truth? Participating in religious activities, religious ritual does not mean you know the truth. There are people that are busy killing people, forcing people to know God through the way they think they know. The question to them is that, have they discovered the truth? If you have discovered the truth, you will know that God does not force people. God respects human beings. God has given the opportunity for human beings to come and reason with him. That is a different God. So if people are forcing people, killing people to know God through the way they know God, it is wrong. It is not God. They are rather dealing with somebody else. They are dealing with the devil and not God. Because the God of truth never forces anybody to come to him. That is why it is evident when the Messiah knew exactly what Judas, one of his disciples, was planning to do, associating with others who are looking to kill him. He was part of it. Jesus, the Messiah, told him, warned him, help him, advise him not to pursue that agenda. But when he refused and was stubborn, was interested in his self-gain, the Messiah told him, what you want to do, do it quickly. What you have planned to do, do it quickly. If the Messiah could not force him out, how can God force you and I to serve him, to worship him, to bow to him? So anybody that is teaching you that person is not dealing with God, period. Today our lesson is, have you discovered the truth? In fact, it's very, very important. Anybody, everyone can say yes. But the question is, what has that truth that you have discovered done for you? It is only when you indeed have discovered the real truth, then you can get result as a child of God in your life. So the question goes back. If you have said, yes, I have discovered the truth, the question is, what has that truth done to you? If you cannot answer, then my beloved brother or sister, I am sorry to tell you, you might know the truth, but you have not discovered it. You might hear about the truth, but you have not discovered it. You might be trying and learning to know the truth, but you have not discovered it yet. It is one thing to discover the truth. It's another thing to try to want to know the truth. That is why the School of the Knowledge of God is available free of charge to help everyone, everybody, so that everyone will know that they are entitled to the truth, free of charge. Who has ever asked questions like this? People have been to theological school, spent years. People have run ministries, years, built empires. But they can't answer this question because they have no idea about what the truth actually is supposed to be. Let me go into the syllabus information and then we will see what is there for us to learn. Remember, the heading is, have you discovered the truth? Until we discover the truth of the concept, the kingdom concept, we can never be free from satanic dominance. Very, very clear. Until you have discovered the truth, you can never be free from the satanic domination on earth. What concept? The kingdom's concept. Because Satan himself has proven that this is the only thing I fear. When the Messiah said it in Matthew 13:19, that when the gospel of the concept of the kingdom is told or preached or taught, and a man or a woman does not understand, what happens? The Messiah said, then the enemy, the wicked one, the devil, comes to snatch it out of the person. Now the question is, why is he snatching it out of the person after the person has not understood, or when the person didn't understand? It is to tell you and I, it is an evidence to you and I that he fears you to have it. He fears you to understand it. He is afraid when you get hold of the understanding of that truth. Because that is the only truth he fears. That is the only truth that is a nightmare to him. So the kingdom concept, which is what people are struggling to get to know. Some people only know the word the kingdom, but the concept behind it, they don't know it. The word concept simply means the idea behind it. The understanding behind it, they don't know it. And that is a sad point of life. That is why the school of the knowledge of God has been established, to make sure what God's children do not know, they will get to know. What people have failed to teach, we will teach it. And we don't blame them because they don't know it. The Messiah said, such as we have, we give. If somebody hasn't got something, forget it. He can never give anybody anything. Such as we have in the office of the prophet, in the school of the knowledge of God, we will offer to people free of charge. Because we are interested in the business of God, which is the concept of the kingdom of God. Let me continue the material reading. We can never subdue this world, and we can never have the will of God happen on earth. Why? Until we get to know the concept of the kingdom, which is the only truth. That is the only way we can subdue this earth. That is the only way we can have the will of God done on this earth, as he has requested 2026 years ago. I challenge you that this is the time for us to re-examine all that the Messiah told us about the kingdom of God. Because the knowledge of the message is the most important arsenal that heaven has given for man to be able to establish God's kingdom on earth. Confirmed, clear, that this is the only information. This is the only formula. This is the only idea, the concept, the intent of heaven, that heaven has given free of charge to mankind. And it is the responsibility of mankind to understand the concept so that it will make mankind powerful enough to subdue the kingdom of darkness. For a lack of knowledge, the divine constitution warned us, we will perish. No wonder our world is perishing. It is because it is now we are trying to grasp the concept of the kingdom. People are preaching, and all they do is to mention the word, the kingdom. Sometimes if they do well, they add the gospel of the kingdom. But the word gospel is nothing. It's simple good news. The word gospel simple means good news. Good news of what? That's the question. If there is a good news and you don't know what that good news is, you are doomed. I got good news for you. Then you ask the person, what is the good news? He said, I don't know. What? You are doomed. That's why God's children are in abundance on planet Earth, but they have no control over the planet Earth. Rather, the kingdom of darkness and its children are the ones controlling the whole earth. And guess what? They are controlling the earth illegally. Because we who know the concept of the kingdom, we know that they were judged 2026 years ago. Not only were the system they operate with was judged, but the prince of the system was cast out of authority and power. But what happened? The people that were witnesses at that particular hour, the disciples that were following the Messiah at that proper hour, when he said, my soul and my spirit is troubled, and I am afraid of this hour, but the same hour is the reason why I am here. He did everything to prove to them that this is a special hour, but they missed that hour. They never understood, and they failed to ask questions upon all the evidence. They said, we heard the heavens speak. We heard an angel speak to him. We experienced an earthquake. Upon all, it came to zero. That is how terrible a human being can fail. Beloved, are we going to fail like that? I am never going to fail. I don't know about you. If you are not going to fail, say, I am not going to fail.
I am not going to fail.
I am not going to repeat my ancestors' failure. Say it.
I am not going to repeat my ancestors' failure.
I am not going to be negligent like my ancestors.
I am not going to be negligent like my ancestors.
Neither will I be ignorant like my ancestors. That is what is all about God's dealings with man. The people that were present 2026 years ago, that saw the evidence, that testified, did not understand what the Messiah did. When in verse 31 of John 12, after all the display, and he even told them what has happened and what you heard, what you have experienced, it is not because of me, but it is because of you people. He told them. And then he said, now, what now? That hour. He said, now is the judgment of the world system and the casting out of the prince of the world. These two things were the reason why he was telling us and telling them about the hour. But guess what? They missed it. Because if they didn't miss it, if a man cast out somebody, automatically a replacement must do what? Happen. And because there was no replacement, because our ancestors failed to understand what took place, the devil went around who was cast and came back and saw the place empty. Not only was it empty, but it was clean and prepared. So he went back and brought more demons, more evil spirits. And they came and occupied the place the second time. And that is why the world situation is even worse. The world situation is worse than it used to be. And that is the situation we are facing right now, where killing is no problem with human beings. Stealing is no problem. In fact, people have established companies and their work is just to steal. Destroying. Oh, it is an enterprise to destroy. Why? The devil has reoccupied this time with more evil spirits. And the Messiah said, when that happens, the situation will be worse. Beloved, today we have learned. Our learning is based on a question. Have you discovered the truth? What is the truth? The truth is the concept of the kingdom. When Pontius Pilate, the governor of Rome in Palestine, met the Messiah, he asked him, are you the king? He said, you have just said it. And then he said, for this cause have I come, so that I can establish God's kingdom on earth. That's why I'm a king. He said, really? He said, yes, this is the truth. And the governor asked him, what is the truth? And he didn't wait to listen. The truth today, I am telling you, is the concept of the kingdom. The truth is that the Messiah brought a kingdom. The truth is that he is the king of that kingdom. The truth is that he must establish that kingdom on earth. The truth is that the kingdom must have its rulership on earth. The truth is that the kingdom must gather subjects or citizens or people to be part of the kingdom. And that is you and I. That is the truth. The truth is not about you going to heaven, which people who are ignorant about the truth have told you, and they have preached and died and gone. So today we are highly honored to be taught in the school of the knowledge of God that the truth is the concept of the kingdom, and the truth is what, if we get hold of, we'll be able to subdue the kingdom of darkness on earth. That this is the only truth, that if we get hold of it, we can establish God's will on earth. If you have not learned anything at all, you have heard what I've just told you. Let's look at the prayer stroke imagination. Lord, help us to know that it is only when we get to know the truth shall we be free in life. It is only when we get to know the truth. I think there should be some then. Then shall we be free in life. Or? It's correct. It's correct, eh? Lord, help us to know that it is only when we get to know the truth shall we be free in life. You know, so this is the truth. That it is only when we get to know the truth. And what is the truth? The concept of the kingdom. Then we can be totally and completely be free in life. One of the signs and evidence of being in bondage in life is you have questions and you have nobody to answer those questions. And when you ask, they will tell you, stop asking questions. That is a bondage. That's a serious bondage. But beloved, I want to thank you for making time to listen to me as one of the lecturers of the School of the Knowledge of God today. And I want to believe that I have blessed you with this topic. Have you discovered the truth? Because it is the most important thing every child of God is entitled to know. That if they have not discovered the truth, I have just unveiled the truth to you. That is the concept of the kingdom. And it is simply defined as a government, a country, and citizenship. That is all. That's the definition of the concept of the kingdom. In other words, go and expand in your own research. What kind of government is it? Expand on your own research. What kind of nation is it going to be? And expand on your own research. How will that citizenship be in that nation and under that government? And all this expansion, you can get it from our YouTube videos, the Instagram, and all the social media platforms. Just Google Peter Anamo. Anamo is A-N-A-M-O-H. And you will get all the necessary information attributing to what a government is in this concept, what a nation is in this concept, and what citizenship is in this concept. And that is all I can tell you today. Thank you so much for this privilege. And I want to ask you to share this video to as many people as possible and connect others to also learn the little you have received. Thank you so much. We want to go to the second section of our lessons in school. that is talking about leadership. Our second section is to talk about leadership, because there can never be a kingdom without leadership. Now remember that a government system is a system of leadership. When we talk about leadership, what is it supposed to be? It is supposed to make a community and its people live a better way. That is what leadership is all about. When heaven sent the Messiah, they sent the Messiah as a leader to come and make life better on planet Earth. That is why he said in John 10:10, that I have come to give life and life abundance. You see, that is the perfect summary of all he wanted to tell you. Life abundance simple means you will enjoy and live a good life. Life abundance covers every necessary thing that a human being needs. And then he said, but the enemy, that is the devil, he has come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And guess what? That is exactly what is happening to our world. Which means what the Messiah came and brought is not happening. And why? It is because we never understood the concept he brought, or the concept he spoke about, or the concept he taught and preached, broadcasted over 2026 years ago. And that is why the world is suffering. So that which he told us about, the devil, who has come to kill, to steal, and to destroy, is the one that rather is running the affairs of the world. It's sad. After he was judged and cast out, this guy, the devil, has been able to come back, and he is now still ruling. And that is very, very disappointing. Very, very sad. Now let's look at leadership in our practical day lives. If you check the news last week, it was all about transportation difficulties. Very terrible difficulties. Let me tell you my practical experience. I came into Accra in 1986 as a student from the north. And by that time, Trotro, they are not there. It was Bone Shaker. We call it Cholori. You don't see them of late. When you see them once in a while, they have gone to villages and bought food stuff with the old ladies. That is what we call Cholori, Bone Shaker. That was what was Trotro. And when you are at Tema Station, not this Tema Station now it's a beautiful Tema Station. In those days, it was different. It was a rough place, like a village. When these bone shakers come, because we are young, we can run and chase it before it stops and enter. But how about the women and our mothers? They can't. In the evening, it was tough to get transport. In the morning, I live at Teshi. To come to school, it was tough in the morning. That is 1986. Today, is it not the same thing?
The same thing.
So what does that mean? It means we never had leaders in our country. All the people that made noise and came and wasted our time 4 years, 8 years, they were not leaders. Somebody was talking this morning, he said that it is because we didn't plan. It is only leaders who can plan. So when you don't have leaders, forget of plan. Yes. Forget of plan. And then the person spoke very well. He said that, in fact, the leaders and the country must apologize to the citizens. And it is true. Because they have disappointed and failed the Ghanaian citizen. What is transportation that we can organize? What is transportation? Something that other countries have done it. You can't go and copy. If you don't have the idea, go and copy. This one too, you can't do. In our exams, you cannot answer questions. And then somebody has opened, copy to you can't copy. Wow, bong. You are useless. Our leaders are useless. They couldn't even copy you. They couldn't copy. 60 years after independence, we are still struggling to enter trotro. In the morning, see the people that are standing. Every evening, I have been worried. You know, I have tried to raise money to buy a bus so that in the evening, I can help mothers. Even the bus, I will only take women and children, women with children, mothers. When I take them and there is space, before I'll let men join. And the men, I'll even look among them, the ones that are sick. Look at your face. You are sick, they'll take you. But those who are looking strong and healthy, no, I won't take you. Unless there is space more, then I'll take you. Because in the evening, when I see people standing, I get so worried. The last time I was in Seoul, 2006, the bus carried me alone to the airport from the city, which is a lot of more than 50 miles. And there's nothing like, hey, the bus is not full or we can't go. No. When it is time, the bus leaves, whether there's one person or nobody leaves. 3 minutes, it will stop at the bus stop. 3 minutes is going. If we do not know how to plan, can't we copy? When a student doesn't know and cannot copy, you are useless. Yes, you are useless. Till today, even those that they will give them buses to run, they will run down the buses. Why am I saying this? Today, we have trotro that are Tata buses, which were auction buses in the administration of Jerry John Rawlings. Harry Sawyer brought them. They auctioned and private people bought them. They are still running. They are still running. Go to Odoko, Kanesi, Accra. They are running. And buses we have imported recent, these Tata were running. They were running. We brought in new buses. They have collapsed and the Tata is still running. That should have simply told us that if we want buses, we should go to India. Go and buy from India. It will be cheap and it will be dependable and reliable. Because Indians will do the thing proper for you. Yesterday I asked somebody to buy me a padlock. I showed him the kind of Indian padlock I want. If you see the padlock, you will see that if thieves 100 come, they can break the padlock. So our leaders, you cannot use this common sense to go and import buses from countries that the technology is reliable. Tata bus, very reliable. If you cannot, go and import Neoplan from Germany, reliable. Why do we go and bring buses we don't even know anything about? Go and bring all kinds of funny buses, and they are broken down in 100 pieces. That is why I keep on saying we do not have leaders. And we are praying for God to change those who are in authority to become leaders. Do you know it's simple to learn to be a leader? Very simple. You can be a very good leader by copying. Because as a leader, when you copy, it's not exam, so nobody will take you to police station. Leadership copying is no problem. Other nations have done it already. Go and copy from them. Yes. Go and copy from them. It's simple as that. You can learn leadership by re-examining your life. I pray that our current president, John Mahama, will re-examine his leadership and do better than before. Because he has been in leadership before. But now I'm praying that the ideas they have, they will pursue it. We need to pursue leadership, not political agendas. That is no leadership. If there are people that have labored for politics and labored for political parties, Ghanaians are number one. They have died, they have suffered, and guess what? They don't get anything from the political things they kill themselves for. Nothing. I heard some people on news that we have voted for how many years and we have got nothing up to now. They don't have anything in their village. Why is this so? It is because we lack leadership in the place of leadership. But it is very simple, as I told you. Leadership is re-examining your life. Leadership is copying ideas from other places. It's leadership. Look at what somebody is doing. Examine it. Let me tell you, there is a risk in leadership. There is no risk when you copy from some people. You don't have risk because they have done it. If it is not working, you will see it. So you go and copy those who have done it for a long time. That's why I'm giving you a good example of Tata Bus from India. The owner of Tata just died. I think last year he died, or last 2 years. Very, very honorable man. Very, very powerful leadership man. Today, Tata has developed into high level, but they are reliable. Indian technology is very, very reliable. I'm not promoting Indians. I don't know them anywhere. I've never been to India. But I am telling our leaders to copy from things that are reliable, not to waste money. Buy buses that will not go any length and they are broken down and we can't do anything about it. We don't even have parts. Leadership is simple. Just copy. Do you know China is China today because they are good at copying? Chinese people. Hey. When I used to be in active business, every exhibition, we see them. They don't buy anything. No. They will come with cameras, just taking cameras, videos. Not knowing they are copying you. We didn't know. This is way back in the 90s. I used to participate in exhibitions because I was a true young businessman. Those days, I used to go to Kumasi every Sunday after church, 12. And then the journey will last me 2 hours to Kumasi with Benz bus, this old-time Benz bus. The road was good. 2 hours back, 4 hours. Today, the 2 hours back, 4 hours, in fact, you can't even go. Sometimes 5 hours before you can make it to Kumasi, or from Kumasi to Accra, 5 hours. Why? The roads are bad. But those days, the road was good. So the question is, are we going backward or we are going forward? I'm telling you about some years ago. It is a shame the way we are running this country and we claim to be leaders. We are irresponsible leaders. People are given responsibility, they fail, and they come and sit on radio and TV and say, we are working our day. Nonsense. What are you working at and we don't see anything? Today the people are suffering. They can't get common transport. They get to work late. And even when they get to work, they are late and they are tired. So how do they produce? Do our people who are in leadership know what is labor, hours of labor, productivity, calculated with hours and labor performance? Do they know all these things? And when they even close work, oh, it's sad. They will stand at the bus stop, the roadside, from 5 p.m. If you are lucky, by 5:30, 5, 6, you might get a vehicle. If not, they will stand there till 10 p.m. Sometimes 11, people are still standing there. And when are they getting home to rest and come back to work the next day? Failure. Productivity will run down. And you are talking about GDP. Do you know what you are dealing with? It is only leaders who calculate all these things and make sure the people are served well. Leadership is easy. You can copy. Just go and copy from some people. That's all. People have done it. So go and look and copy. That is leadership. Because if we wait for you after you have gone into power, when are you going to learn leadership? When you have entered the office of leadership and you are not a leader. That's a disaster. So I advise our people in authority that you don't need to waste time. You want to learn leadership. Just copy. Go to some places and copy. You can send some people to go and copy. So that we can do what others have done. You can go to China, you can go to India, you can go to Singapore. Even when you go to Singapore and they give you students to come and do practicals in our country, it's okay. They will do practicals and help us. I tell you, they will help us a lot. Up to now, we don't have any underground. Can you imagine? No wonder all the cars are choked. By now, we should have had leaders who should have started digging at Achimota or in Sawam. You dig down the earth and start digging underground to appear at Makola. Yes, appear at Makola, appear at train station, appear by the sea. And then make the cars appear there and there will be no traffic. Go to New York. It's there. It's done. We can do it. They have been digging the gold mines. How many years today in Obuasi? The whole of Obuasi is hanging. Under Obuasi, it is all holes. And that is what we could have done for Accra City. And trains will run, buses will run, cars will run. Sometimes government doesn't need to worry himself. You can go and get business people. They will come and invest. Sign agreement with them. They will do it. They will pay you some portion. After some years, they will leave it and go. And it's yours. It is simple. If only we would drop this, our political demonization, our political possession. Always thinking about party. We want to do, and some people were doing this and they stopped. We won't go and do because they was, what is this? Childishness. Some people, is it their money? It's Ghana's money. Everything that somebody started is Ghana's money. We need to complete it to the benefit of the nation Ghana and to Ghanaians. Look at Sagleme. The buildings, when I see it, I say, oh God. Wasted resources. We have put money there, we are not using the money. The buildings are deteriorating. Why are we doing this? In the name of politics. Doesn't make sense. We could have been using them whilst we are investigating whatever has lost. It's okay. You just go there, video everything, and keep the video and be doing the investigations and whatever. And people will complete it and leave. This one too, we don't know. Yes, this one too, we don't know. We have documents that are video documents over 20 years. They are there. Why? It will tell you exactly what it is. So we could have videoed the whole building, everything about it, and continue the investigation or whatever we are doing. And the building will be completed. And then we will use it. Put buses that will bring workers from that place to the city. It is high time to start digging underground. Yes. It is high time. Otherwise, we can't deal with the traffic in the city of Accra. Let's start digging outside Accra. In Sawam, let's dig down. If we don't know, I'm giving you the idea. Dig down at in Sawam. Dig down about 200 kilometers down. Oh, not that, not even that. Can dig about 20, about quarter kilometers. Dig down, thick earth, and you come digging throughout. Bring the soil out. Even criminals are digging underground and going to fight their enemies. Criminals. America. Criminals have dug underground at Mexico border. dug underground and appeared in America. And they bring drugs. Hey. When the custom police, hey, they say, yee. They went and rented a warehouse in the Mexico side. Oh. And then the warehouse is there. They don't see what's going on. Once in a while, they will see cow come, they enter inside, the car drives inside the warehouse. Then the custom security said, no, we have to go there. They entered there, they saw some things have packed at some corner. Then they went there and they saw that there's a hole inside. When they entered the hole, it brought them inside America. Say, hey, look at criminals who you are using technology of underground. And we who are not criminals, we can't do that. We can do better. Our leaders should do better. The traffic in Accra can only be stopped by underground work. Otherwise, you have no land to expand anything. It doesn't even make sense. Are you going to destroy the buildings? No. There is free land and space underground. And we can do it. Let's copy other countries who have done it. Even let's bring partners. They can come and do it, and then we will benefit from it, and then our people will be free to move. Because free movement is very, very important to productivity. When you talk about economic productivity, it involves movement. How far, how long, people are in other countries, their houses are in 200 miles, and they come to work. Because the road is clean. You can get a train, can take a bus. Beloved, I want to end here talking about leadership. I want to take care of questions now. If we have some questions, let's ask some questions and then get more expansions on what we are learning today. Thank you so much for listening to the leadership ideas. And we have practically analyzed our transport difficulties as part of class practicals on leadership. Yes. And then some of the videos, you can post it to the politicians so that they can learn something from it. That if we want to get buses that are reliable, let's go to India. And the Indians will be ready to even send people to come and teach us how to repair them when they are broken down. As for Indian people, they are raw people. I like them. Yes, I want to go there and bring technology if God gives me the strength. God, that's the kind of technologies we need to build equipment for our agri sector. Yes. And our industrial sectors. Yes. First question.
This question, I think the person has made typing mistake.
Okay.
He's saying, so prophet is the truth. The truth is Yahweh. But what he told us about the kingdom of God. So that what I don't understand.
No. What is the truth? What do you mean by the truth is Yahweh? Everybody knows Yahweh. Yahweh is God. Everybody knows God. Even Satan knows God. Even demons, they know God. But what is the truth is, what is God saying about you and God himself? That's what is the truth. Because everybody can come and say his own thing. I believe that is what he's trying to communicate. When you type your question, please take your time and read over before you send it, so that we can understand what you are asking. I believe that is all he wants to know. The truth is not about God. Everybody knows there is God. But the truth is, what is God saying about our failure with him? That is the truth. Because if not, everybody will tell you the way they should do things. And then we'll end up dying not knowing the right way. And that is why we are talking about the truth. Now, question number 2.
The last question.
Okay.
How can we make our leaders listen to us, the youth?
The youth must mobilize themselves and be stronger than what they are doing. The youth are stronger in their political parties, which is wrong. The youth in the political parties' leadership must meet other political parties and tell them, look, let's plan youth unity and discuss what is good for us as youth, not based on politics. If the youth are listening, listen to me well. The youth leadership of the NDC, MPP, CPP, and all the parties meet and talk neutral. Don't talk about your politics. Talk about we are youth. What are our needs? What do we need to do to let any political governance listen to us, and they will listen to us. That is all we need to do. Because the youth are the most powerful. You see how Bobby Wine is suffering because he's controlling the youth of Uganda. They are trying to do everything to maintain power of all governance. But it's not helping the country. The youth are powerful and they can move and bring the governance to order. That is when the youth of all the political parties meet and talk about their youthful needs. Not their political needs. Their youthful needs. What do we need as youth? I wish I have the finance. I would have gone to all the universities and formed youth movement for a better Ghana. If I have the money, I would have done that. Because I'll end up sponsoring them to learn things better than political agendas. All they are teaching them is political. And it is not taking the country to benefit anything to the youth. Look at since they started politics. 2000, let's take it even 2000. How many years today? 26 years. What have we achieved as youth in politics and in leadership? What have we achieved? Nothing. When I heard Professor Frimpong, it pained me that as a person in charge of technology, he started 2 projects, 2 factories that will produce every part that we need in Ghana. Look at a brilliant idea. So far, we are importing everything as a part. Even nut and bolt, we import them. What is that? What is this? It's a disgrace. That is why the buses are broken down. We can't fix them because the parts are outside. Even sometimes when you go, the factory will say, oh, we have stopped producing the parts. What are you going to do? But if we have factories that can produce parts, the broken part, you just take it to the factory, they will look at it and do the same thing. That is what Professor Frimpong said he started when he was sacked from office. So sacking him means the idea too is sacked. But this is what the youth need. So that every time when the youth finish school, they will go and do national service there. Yes, the national service, they will do it there. And they will end up, after national service, they will learn something. So when they end up their national service, they can go and start their own small factories. And the government will give them money. That is what we need to do. If you are able to train 100 youths, they can employ the whole youth in Ghana. I'm telling you. 100 youth. Get good, clever youths that can think, that are ready to learn. Let's get 100 of them, send them to India or China to go and learn there. Let them go and do a national service there. And add them, after national service, they will do work for Ghana. 2 years to add, so that they can learn and master everything. And then after that, bring them back home. And then before you bring them, you go and they will show you all the equipment they need. You buy, bring them home. I tell you, Ghana is gone. They will come and train other youths and we will start to produce and we will supply to African nations. Because African nations, when they buy from us, it is not far. The thing will go by road. It doesn't go by ship to reach them. Cheap. The youth can do this easily if they can unite the youth of the political parties and their agenda is not politics. It's going to be agenda based on youth and national development. What can the youth do? I wish I had financial standing. I would have started it so that when the youth understand the idea, I'll leave it to them to continue. That is my job as a servant. Anything that I can do to make Ghana better or to make African better, I'm out for it. But I'm always limited with finance. Look at when I started saying I want to go to China, I want to go to India. Where is the money? Because I don't want to go and return empty. At least if I go and I want to come back, if I don't bring at all 20-footer container full with equipment, that I can come and start something in Ghana. Yes, it's possible. Thank you so much for the questions. I believe this is the last question. Or do you have another question? Yes. And in the classroom, those of you who have questions, get ready. We'll take care of that.
Without the kingdom concept,
yes,
you don't know the truth.
Yes. Without the kingdom concept, nobody has the truth. That is what the Messiah said in Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first. That means, the word first means prime, important, most important, ultimate, special. That is the meaning of first. And what was it? The kingdom and its principles. That is the kingdom and its righteousness. The righteousness simply means principles. Right. The word righteousness is not a religious word. It's a doing word. Do things right, right. So righteousness is an adjective describing the word do, right. Do the right thing. A doing word, if you remember your English lessons. A verb is a doing word. Yes, so righteousness is a doing word. Do things right. Learn the concept of the kingdom and do what it says rightly. And that is all we need to do. And then we can have a better nation. This nation is too good to be better than what we are doing. Because this nation is blessed. So far, look, they are making noise. Go board, go board. How about the diamonds? How about the aluminium? How about the bauxite? We have so many things to talk about. Why we always about gold, 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 gold? There are many things Ghana can talk about. Look at palm oil, palm nut. Look at what we gave to Malaysia. It is generating over $20 billion every year. Can our gold do that? The gold that we are struggling with is doing well. You see, IMF is saying we are making losses. So you don't know who is talking what. But in real sense, it is helping the economy. You can't quantify it as related to the losses. I understand some economy, so I know what is happening. If the gold board is doing well, let's form palm board. Let's form potatoes board. Let's form yams board. So that cassava board, yes. Every board means people that can think will go and do some things better for money to come for Ghana. That's all. Palm nut is generating 20 billion plus for Malaysia. Indonesia, more. Come on, Abel, palm nut. I heard this government is planning to expand our palm nut plantation. May God let them do it. Because it will help us a lot. Look at the yellow gallon, Kufuor gallon. They are all palm oil that we own. They have sent it and brought it back to us. Does it make sense? So I would rather want to advise the youth. That is why I have to start this my success platform again, so that I can address the youth if they will listen to me. Yes, so let's start that platform again. Thank you so much. I want to believe that I have blessed your life. Yes, let's see. Any question in the class so that we can move on? No question. Okay. Thank you so much. No, let's take some support. If you have any support offering for the school, yeah, we forgot of that. Yeah, get your support ready. Get your support ready so that the school can pay the bills that we have. So wherever you are abroad, wherever, you can also send your support to the school bills through this number 055-459-8076 or plus 233-55459-8076, so that we can make the year 2026 profitable and project-wise develop. Yes, we need to raise funds to do a lot of things. This year, we are going to do a lot of things. I'm telling you, I'm going back to productivity, so that we can raise funds to do God's work. I'm not going to be waiting for fundraise, no. Because the work is becoming bigger and bigger. I wish we can go to Togo and start dominion there, because there's no trouble in Togo now, and Benin. Nigeria, we can't start. We are now fighting in Nigeria. We are fighters in Nigeria, so we can't go and talk about kingdom. Benin, there's no trouble there, no trouble in Togo. Let's handle them. Let's give them the kingdom first. So this year, that is some of the plan. So those of you who know people who can speak French, connect them to me. I used to have 2 people I was depending on, but they have run away and left me. I need some French person so that we can depend on the person on the French and do so many things. Yes. So thank you so much. May the Lord keep you, bless you. May 2026 not fail you. May you succeed. May you progress. May you be favored and prosper. May money chase you and overtake your life. And may you be granted favor everywhere you go. May the Lord cover you from all dangers, from premature death over your life, your family, your business, and your finances. May you remain alive to continue to listen to me and to learn more about God's kingdom. I salute you. God bless you. Bye-bye.